Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched-Up Sundays for March 5th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a professional psychic in Austin, Texas since 1988. That's 35 years of experience. I'm a channel, I'm a medium, I'm an empath, and I utilize both astrology and tarot in my private sessions. I also facilitate past life regressions, rebirthing sessions, psychic development instruction, house and land clearings, and I do music concerts too if you want to have me at your home for that. So any of those pull or call to you, make sure you contact me. I've got my email and my website below where you can check out more deets about my private work. So in this video, I'll be talking about the transits for this upcoming week. That's where the planets are in the skies and my take on how they may be affecting us. I'll be posting separate videos for each of the 12 signs where I'll draw 3 tarot cards and channel a recent past, a right now, and the week ahead for each sign. Make sure you check those out. I'll put the links below this video once I get them uploaded. So check out your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign for your tarot readings for this upcoming week. All right, let's dive in. We've got the sun in Pisces at 14 degrees as I'm recording this, almost 15 degrees. So it's about halfway through its transit through Pisces. Not only is the sun in Pisces, but we have Mercury there in the first decan. It's at 4 degrees as I'm recording this. And then Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, is also there. It's at 24 degrees. So right now we have a planet in each of the 3 decans of the sign. So the first decan in any sign, that's from 0 to 9 degrees, is more about how the planets are affecting us personally. The mid-decan is really about our interactions with other people. And then the third decan from 20 to 29 is about the future and what we may be picking up or sensing about the future. Now, Pisces is a water sign. It's 2 fish swimming the opposite directions. So one fish is spiritual and psychic, receiving all this cosmic downloads, being able to plug into the divine within themselves and the divine in the universe, picking up on all things psychic, having the psychic abilities enhanced. And I believe that everyone is psychic. We all have psychic abilities. For some of us, the volume is turned up really loud. We can't ignore it. Other people's volume is just turned down. Everybody's volumes can be turned up. You can enhance and develop whatever abilities that you have, and they show up differently for everyone. So with this stellium in Pisces, it really exaggerates these themes. All right, so the upper themes I already talked about, psychic and spiritual connection. The other fish is swimming along in illusion, delusion, addiction, fuzzy thinking, wants to check out, go to sleep. So as any planet goes through Pisces, we can feel this sign showing up in our lives. Wherever you have Pisces in your astrological birth chart is also highlighted. And if you want to know more about your personal effects and how the transits may be affecting you personally, that's a great reason to get a private reading. We can dive into your chart. You can also go on Astro.com, register for free, plug in your birth date, your time, and your place of birth, and have Astro.com generate a birth chart for you as well so that you can know which houses are ruled by every sign. Important information if you want to dive deeper in your chart, or even just know what your rising sign is or your moon sign. A lot of people only know their sun sign. So the sun sign, the moon sign, and the rising sign are all very important in your chart. I believe all the planets are important in our chart and where they show up, but that's because I'm an astrology nerd and I love to dive deep and get the full picture. Sun sign alone does not cut it, and I think for a lot of people who don't believe in astrology, it may be because they don't really resonate with their sun sign. They may be having more planets in a different sign. And so when they read things about their sun sign, they're like, I don't know, not so much. You could have like your sun in Leo, for example, and then 4 planets in Cancer. You're going to be way more like a Cancer than a Leo. That's just an example. Okay, so the sun is transiting through the Pisces. So it's going to be continuing through Pisces for the rest of this week. Again, watch your tendencies to want to just check out or feel called to any addictive patterns that you might have. These volumes can be turned up with any planets moving through Pisces. And when we have a stellium there, extra. And also, you may feel called to enhance your spiritual practices if you already have one. If you don't have spiritual practice, you may feel called to start them and do regular meditation, yoga, prayer, chanting, breath work, plugging into the divine within yourself and in the universe. I think we're really being asked to do this. All right, and not only do we have these 3 planets in Pisces, but Saturn will be changing signs this week. I'll talk more into the details about that as I go on the daily. But this is a huge shift. The outer planets don't move as quickly. Saturn has been in Pisces for the last several years. Since March of 2020 is when it first moved into Pisces. So you can think back. Wherever Saturn is in your chart, Saturn is one of the negative planets. It can bring out harsh consequences. It's like the hard teacher at school. Like, you may learn the most from them, but you may get the lowest grade. Saturn is called the Lord of Karma, so it rewards when you've been putting in time and effort. Time and effort are Saturn themes as well. Saturn's about discipline, commitments, how you structure your life, how you set up boundaries in your life. It's about maturity, responsibilities. So as Saturn leaves a sign, it will reward you if you've been working diligently in the house where Saturn's been hanging out. Your house of Aquarius, wherever that is if you've been doing the work, rolling up your sleeves, listening to your intuition, and making the shifts and changes, making the commitments to yourself and your daily routines and others. Like, Saturn in Aquarius has been about how we balance our time between what we're doing for ourselves and what we're doing for others. That's one of the things I see. Also, Aquarius is the maverick. It's new, it's innovative. Have you started some sort of new discipline or routine or commitment since March of 2020? You know, Saturn, if you have been working hard and making the changes, Saturn will give you a big reward as it changes signs. So report back to me if you feel like you get a Saturn reward this week. Then it'll move into Pisces, where then these themes of Pisces become extra strong, and Saturn's wanting you to put in the work there. Put in the work to overcome your addictions. Put in the work to connect with your spiritual self. Time and effort reaps rewards, according to Saturn. Or that's what I think. That's, and just like the old version of like a piano teacher that'll slap your fingers with a ruler if you're not doing it right, Saturn can give you a karmic slap if you're avoiding your work. So you may also get like a slap back or a heads up, particularly in the realms of, like I said, Aquarius rules new and innovations and listening to your intuition and following your own inner voice and doing things in a unique way. So if you have listened to yourself and empowered yourself and charted off in some new direction in your life or created new systems or boundaries, you'll get a reward. If you've been like, oh yeah, I know I need to do that, and you haven't been, you may get some kickback this week. So you'll have to report back to me if you notice a karmic slap or a karmic reward. Saturn can bring both. Okay, the other important backdrop, and Saturn's been hanging out at 29 degrees for the last couple of weeks. And so any planet at 29 degrees of the sign, that's the very last degree of a sign, is called the anaretic degree or a testing degree. This is when we're wrapping up the lessons of the sign. So we've been getting these lessons coming back around to, like, with Saturn in Aquarius, it can be about belonging and finding our tribe. And have you found a new tribe or found your tribe over the last couple of years? That's one of the questions that I feel Saturn in Aquarius has been asking. And, recognizing who's not your tribe. And, it may make logical sense for me to hang out with these folks, but I'm not feeling it. That could be one of the ways it shows up. If you're listening to your intuition, following it into who you connect with and the groups and networks that you connect with, you can have found your people, your tribe, like I said, in this last little period, last couple years. All right, the other planet that's at 29 degrees of its sign is Pluto. And I've been talking at great length about Pluto for the last couple years. Pluto, its cycle is about 250 years to go completely around the whole zodiac. So it's about to change signs this month as well. It moves into Aquarius on March 23rd. Is that the right date? Yes. So it's wrapping up the lessons of Capricorn. It's been in Capricorn since 2008. Pluto is a wrecking ball. It's about death and transformation. It's about power and control. Wherever you have Pluto in your birth chart is where you came in to transform that area of your life and to put in hard work and effort and dig deep within yourself. So in Capricorn, the Capricorn themes are the good old boys network, power and control over other people. Capricorn's an earth sign. It's a natural leader. Pluto in Capricorn has been tearing up the power paradigms and asking you in your personal life, because transiting Pluto is transforming the house of Capricorn, wherever that is in your chart. So I guarantee you, wherever you have Capricorn in your chart, you have noticed a major change and transformation since 2008. So again, it's different for everybody what area of life you've been experiencing that, but I guarantee you, without exception, you will have experienced major change and transformation in that area. Pluto leaves everything. It's like a tornado that blows through and destroys everything, knocking it all to the ground, right? So something new can be built up in its place, but Pluto doesn't play. And so at this last degree, 29 degrees of Capricorn, the power and control issues that show up in your personal life can reach ahead. Like, are you owning your own power in a way where you're setting healthy boundaries and you're not letting someone else run over you? That's a healthy setting of boundaries. Or are you trying to control somebody else? You're extending beyond your own personal boundaries to try to control someone or something in the world around you. You have hard lessons hitting you then if that's what's going on. Also, in our world, who has the power and control in your life? Is it the bank and your mortgage? Is it your landlord and you're a tenant? Is it your boss at work? Is it your dad or your mom or a sibling or a friend that runs the show or in our government? Like, who has the power and control? And how are they wielding that in terms of, are they being fair to everyone? Or are they just because I said so kind of things going on? I had an interaction with a police officer last week. It was just a traffic cop. I was trying to get around him. He was blocking and I could get around him to make my exit. And I rolled down the window. I go, "Can I just exit here?" He goes, "No." And I'm like, "Why not?" And he goes, "Because I said so." Okay, that's an example of someone just using their power and control because they can. All right, so these kind of things are showing up in my life. I'm sure they're showing up in yours as well. Even in our government, like the power and control between the two parties couldn't be more dissonant right now. The good news is when Pluto moves into Aquarius, Aquarius is the two wavy lines, it's about humanity. It's about everyone vibing together. And it's going to take down this power over paradigm in favor of let's all work together. Let's all be empowered and listen to each other and work with each other. That's where I feel like we're going as a society. Now, Pluto will give us lots of opportunities to work with this because it's going to dip its toe into Aquarius. Like I said, March 23rd. It'll be there for a few months at 0 degrees. Then it backs back into Capricorn, where we'll have more of this power and control issues raising its head. It goes back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn until November of 2024, when Pluto finally goes into Aquarius, where it will be transiting that sign for 20 years, during which time we'll see much transformation and change across this globe when it comes to who's in the power seat, right? In corporations, in companies, in your life. So just look for that. And if you feel yourself in a power struggle with someone else, go within, empower yourself for sure. And this is where the serenity prayer can come in, right? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like, this is a great thing to be thinking about every day, because these next 2 weeks these power paradigms are really going to be ratcheting up to a great degree. Now, Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. You think about Scorpio. Scorpio is the deep, dark waters, right? And it's the keeper of secrets and the revealer of truth. So also Pluto at this last degree can be secrets being unearthed and shown up, especially those that are in power that have been keeping secrets. Those can be revealed for all to see. Truth, just straight up, what is the truth? Truth can be revealed. So these are things that are just a backdrop for this whole week. And again, ratcheting up more and more as Pluto gets closer and closer to dipping its little toe into Aquarius. So just be on the lookout for power and control issues, and be ready for, if you are willing to do your work and to do the transformation that Pluto is asking of you, you have an easier time at this. If you're willing to let things go that no longer serve you and transform those habits, behaviors, things in your life that need to shift and change, you're going to be good. If you're struggling or avoiding it, or, then you could get some hard lessons. You could be dragged behind Saturn. It's like being attached to a wrecking ball is what being around Pluto is. So that's some backdrop energy. Now, right now, as I'm recording this, the moon is in Leo, moving through the last decan of Leo. Leo moon is about passion and inner child and creativity and romance. So over this weekend, have you had your creativity inspired in a way? Have there been issues with your children, or has your inner child come out to play? Have you had romantic inclinations, or someone else been romantic with you? These are all things that could be coming into play as the moon goes in through the sign of Leo. This evening at 9:38 p.m., the moon will move into Virgo. Now, I always invite people who want to begin to learn about transits themselves to pay attention to where the moon is. It takes a couple days for the moon to transit a sign, 2.5 days, depending on how fast the moon is moving and how many times it goes forward, of course. Another subject I will not dive into. But if you're paying attention to where the moon is in the skies, and I talk about that on my daily 1-minute videos that I post here on this channel, also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So make sure you check those out just to get the daily hit on what's important in the skies for every day. The moon moving into Virgo puts our attention on our health, attention to details, getting things organized. It's great for restructuring. The downside of Virgo is it can be too attention to detail in terms of being perfectionistic. So watch that. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which rules our head, our thinking, our conversations with others. So our own internal thought processes are highlighted. Also, our conversations and connections with others can also be highlighted. Virgo loves to help, loves to heal. So we may find that we just want to help someone else as the moon moves through Virgo. So tomorrow on Monday at 7:41 a.m., and I want to stop and say, I'll give you times of exact transits, but know that, first of all, the times I'm giving you are Austin, Texas times, so that's Central Time Zone in the United States, so make your shifts for time zones that you're in. But also, we can feel transits before they happen. We can definitely feel them as they're exact, and we can feel them afterwards. So just because I say a certain transit is happening at a certain time, you may feel it beforehand. You may feel it afterwards. So just know that. Keep it with a grain of salt, that just because I say an exact time, and hey, I'm not feeling anything right now. Just stay open to seeing if that shows up in your life at all. Again, the more you pay attention to the transits and notice how they may show up in your life, the easier it is to start having them click in and understand them. I think they're valuable teachers and give us a little map of the week if we're paying attention. Okay, so at 7:41 a.m. tomorrow, Monday morning, the sun in Pisces will be in a sextile with Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus has been moving through Taurus. It usually takes 7 or 8 years to transit a sign, so it's about halfway through its transit because it'll be at 15 degrees. Uranus shakes things up. It's the great awakener. It likes to throw curveballs. It's the king of sudden and unexpected. It's the ruler of Aquarius. So if you think of any Aquarians in your life, can you predict what they're going to do or when they're going to do it? That's Uranus. Uranus, you can't really predict how it's going to show up. But a sextile is a positive connection between the sun, which is illuminating things in Pisces, and Uranus, which can bring a sudden unexpected curveball. This could be good news, insights into these realms of Taurus ruled themes, which is valuing yourself, you're valuable. So you could have surprise money coming in or opportunities for money. Love, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so there can be love or lovers just suddenly messaging you or coming into your life. Venus also rules music and creativity, so there can be sudden, unexpected. And also Pisces is very creative and spiritual as well, so there can be like these great creative inspirations that could come in. Taurus is also an earth sign, so it's tangible. It could bring in something or someone tangible that could be a surprise. So that's Monday morning, 7:41 a.m. That's the biggest transit I see for the day on Monday. On Tuesday, we have a full moon at 6:40 a.m. That's when it's exact. So, of course, we'll be seeing it already in the skies. We definitely feel full moons a couple days ahead of time and a couple days afterwards. Full moons are times when things come to fruition. It's about endings, completions, and then, of course, with ever ending, there's always a new beginning. So the moon will be in Virgo, so illuminating things like your health, how you're spending time in service to others, what you need to get organized, what's going on in your brain. Full moon is always when the moon and the sun are opposite in the sky. So this is happening at 16 degrees and 40 minutes of Virgo. That's where the moon is going to be, which means the sun will be at 16 degrees and 40 minutes of Pisces. So if you have any planets or points around these degree points, and I consider anything within 10 degrees conjunct, and then the closer the degree, the more you can feel it personally. So if you have any planets or points within this a 3-degree orb of this, you're going to feel this full moon personally. If you're holding on to something that you need to let go of, you may have it ripped from your fingers. But the other thing about this powerful full moons are always, I always say, watch out for the lunatics. So there's a reason for that word, right? Lunatics. People get cray-cray around full moon. So it's always be careful out on the road. Virgo being an earth sign, it can literally be physical things happening around you. What's also powerful about this full moon, again, I said that was happening at 6:40 a.m. At 7:34 a.m., not even an hour later, that's when Saturn moves into Pisces. So it's at this very last minutes of Aquarius at this full moon. So it's just like charging this last degree point of Aquarius and this Saturn, like I said, reward or punishment kind of thing. Like this could come in a powerful way on Tuesday. See if you don't notice, again, the Lord of Karma showing up in your life, either giving you rewards and gifts for what you've done, the hard work you've put in, or like giving you a slap. So like I said, that could be showing up on Tuesday. Again, it can show up ahead of time. It can show up afterwards. Also, full moons can just be times of revealing. The moon is illuminating, the sun is illuminating, so we're having the luminaries in the skies, full tilt boogie, so it can show us the things in our lives that we need to see. And again, with the sun in Pisces, we may be seeing our addictive nature, things we need to let go of. We can see spiritual truth. It can be a time of amazing dreams and psychic hits on things and just picking up on people and things psychically. So revelations can definitely be coming through with this full moon. So personal and global, like it's intensive. Okay, on Wednesday, the 8th, the moon will move into Libra at 8:43 a.m. So Libra is about relationships, about justice and fairness. So these themes then become important. The moon puts the spotlight on relationships in your life, even how you're relating to yourself and with yourself, and areas of truth and justice. So the legal system, court cases often will show up or hit ahead when the moon is moving through Libra. So it's interesting. There's some very important court cases that are like in the works. I would not be surprised at all if those don't come to a conclusion or a head, or those are hitting the news in an even more powerful way. Not only because of the Libra moon, but because I'll be talking about what's going on after that, the amplification of these things. Okay, so the first thing that's really going to be amplifying the justice and fairness and the relationship theme is on Thursday the 9th at 11:27 a.m. The moon in Libra will be opposite in the skies from Jupiter. Jupiter makes things bigger, expands things. So there can be an amplification of themes in relationships, also amplifying your intuition, because the moon represents our intuition and our inner worlds, our emotional body. So there can be a heightening of emotions that day, but also a heightening of the issues in relationships and justice and fairness. And then also at 12:19 p.m., the moon will be opposite Chiron in Aries. And Chiron is the wounded healer. It can illuminate, show us where we've done the work when it comes to our healing, or where we still have work to do. And again, Chiron being close to Jupiter in the skies, Jupiter is amplifying all week long the role that Chiron plays in our life. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but Chiron in the mid-decan, right now it's at 14 degrees of Aries. That's about us standing up and believing in ourselves, regardless of what the people in the world around us think about us, right? Healing our self-esteem, and whether we care or not about what other people think of us, or try to get approval, or try to be the good person, or the one that's, sacrificing ourselves just to make other people happy. Like, if that's been creating wounding in your life, you may see that you've done the work and that's shifted, or you may see an ouch where work still needs to be done around those themes. Also on Thursday the 9th, Mercury, the messenger, is going to be in a trine with Pallas Athena in Cancer. So Pallas Athena is an asteroid that represents the battle, the general on the battlefield. Like, she's got it all organized. She knows where everything's supposed to be going. So Mercury in a trine with this can help get us downloads about how to strategize for our lives, how to balance everything out. So that's one of the things I see. And that happens at 9:08 p.m. Thursday evening. Then on Friday, the moon in Libra will be in a square with Pluto at 29 degrees. So this can be a contentious, of course the moon's moving quickly, so it passes quickly. So this happens at 5:36 p.m. But this can be intensifying Pluto's energy. A square is a contentious relationship. So there could be like something that doesn't hit right intuitively. Like, you get this, wait, stop, wait, no, I shouldn't do that, or this person feels off, or whatever. You may get a strong hit of a warning. Is just kind of how that's coming in for me. Then at 6:05 p.m. the moon goes into Scorpio again, which is ruled by Pluto. So that activates and emphasizes Pluto's energy even more. So this is another area where truths can be revealed, and secrets can be revealed with the moon moving through Scorpio for a couple of days. Again, Pluto's already at a powerful point in the skies. The moon in a sign ruled by Pluto really reaches things to a head. I'm getting kind of goosies for like Friday and Saturday. I would not be surprised at all. Like I said, if we don't hear some major news about powerful people in our world and secrets being revealed, truths being revealed, justice and fairness being brought about, just because of the lineup of the planets this week. Like I wouldn't be surprised if indictments don't come down this week. Just saying, for important people that have been headlining the news for years. I won't say names. Voldemort, he who will not be named, I think may be reaping some effects of causes set. Let me just put it that way. Then 11:31 p.m., Juno in Aries is in a square with Pluto. So Juno represents the good wife. It's an asteroid that represents our committed relationships in our lives and also what and who we commit to. So again, with a square to Pluto, there can be secrets that come out in committed relationships where you're like, oh, F this. No way am I dealing with that. Like it can reach ahead. Or things that we've committed our time and energy to, we may draw back and go, I'm not putting my energy there anymore. So again, there can be some major shifts. Pluto, again, is death and transformation. So it can be, I'm done with this, right? That can be a death of a relationship, a death of, I'm not going to join this. I'm not going to participate in this group anymore or these things anymore. I'm done with this habit or behavior in my life. Again, with the emphasis on the strong stellium in Pisces, there can be addiction things reaching ahead this week. So that could be part of the death and transformation. People could have that bottom, hit that bottom in their addictions and decide that's it. I got to put this stuff down. I got to make a change in my life. That can be a major theme for this week as well. So just, take what you need, leave the rest. In terms of personal notes to self, or you may notice the people in your life, if you know someone who's really ragged out on whatever addiction they're in, whether that's an addiction to food or gambling or drugs or alcohol, like those addictive things could really reach ahead and cause some, again, karmic turnaround or karmic slaps in the face again. Saturn can be there spanking people. There's all this like, keep your karmic road clean this week. Do what you feel guided to do and you'll be great, right? If you are not listening to yourself and pulling yourself off track with addictive behaviors or substances, you may get a significant slap this week. That's what I'm getting. All right, so Saturday, Venus in Aries will be in a sextile with Mars and Gemini. This is a lovely kiss between the divine feminine, Venus, and the divine masculine, Mars. It can be a signature for male and female relationships being positive, coming together in a beautiful way. Then that happens at 9:04 a.m. At 10:15 a.m., Juno moves into Taurus. So we'll start a new theme in Taurus, a commitment to valuing ourselves even more. So then at 3:04 p.m., Mercury in Pisces will be in a sextile with Uranus and Taurus. So Mercury's the messengers. Again, Uranus, those curveballs. Uranus is the upper octave of Mercury. So we could have super psychic downloads, extraterrestrial connections, messages that come from spirit, from our spirit guides that just feel like they're coming in from the divine. I'm getting goosies with that. Like it can be like beautiful messages coming in of sweet kisses from the universe, that the universe has your back. It's there for you. So pay attention to messages that you receive on Saturday, the 11th. Then on Sunday, the 12th, it's just after midnight at 12:53 a.m. Jupiter in Aries will be exactly conjunct Chiron in Aries. We'll feel this transit all week long, though. Jupiter expanding, bringing gifts to Chiron. Again, the wounded healer. Once again, if you've been doing your work and healing those areas of your life where you need to stand up for yourself and empower yourself, Jupiter can bring in a big reward and a reveal of the work that you've done. If you still have healing to do here, you could get an ouch that makes you focus on, I need to really heal this stuff. I need to really shift this behavior. So you could, again, get a huge mirroring of hard work you've done when it comes to healing, the progress you've made when it comes to self-healing, and also what you still need to do. And then at 12:51 p.m. next Sunday on the 12th, Juno in Taurus will sextile Saturn. They'll both be at 0 degrees. Juno will be at 0 degrees of Taurus, Saturn at 0 degrees of Pisces. Again, Saturn can be where we put in commitments. Juno's about commitments, so there can be an extra sweet kiss about what you commit to, who you commit to. So that's what I'm seeing for the transits for this week. Let me see if there's any other notes that I see. Oh, just the fact that Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron are all in Aries, Aries being the first sign of the zodiac. So there can be new beginnings happening in the areas of relationships, Venus, your money and finances. And again, good luck coming in with Jupiter, which brings good luck. Venus and Jupiter are the two beneficial planets, and they were exactly conjunct together this last week, but they're still close in the skies, so it still can be bringing in good luck and new beginnings in relationships. And again, Chiron is there as well, so it can be new relationships that are healing. All kinds of relationships Venus rules, not just one-on-one romantic relationships, but your friendships. And Venus is also can represent females, so it can be new female friends coming in, or a great female therapist you get hooked up with, or the women in your life showing up for you in a powerful way. It could also be a theme with the Venus, Jupiter in Aries. Just what else is happening this month? I already talked about Pluto going into Aquarius March 23rd, so we'll have a ratcheted up Pluto powerful energy between now and then. So just look out for the power and control issues showing up in your life. Again, the more willing you are to transform your own personal power control paradigms, the better off you're going to be. It'll be real interesting to see how it shows up in the world around us as well. People that are in that top-down power over can be brought to their knees. I'll be interested to see how that shows up. Also, we have, of course, the sun moving into Aries on March 20th, which is the equinox that happens at 4:24 p.m. on March 20th. And right after that, we'll have a new moon on March 21st that happens at 12:23 p.m. the next day at 0 degrees of Aries. So a new moon at the very first sign, at the very first degree of the entire zodiac, is a huge new beginning in a powerful way. So these next couple of weeks, think about what you want to start in your life, because the Aries, the sun moving into Aries is the astrological new year. So we're wrapping up the end of the old year and starting a new astrological year this month, which is super powerful with these outer planets changing signs, 2 outer planets changing sign in the same month. Very powerful. And then Mars, which has been in Gemini for 7 months, usually only spends 6 weeks in a sign, will finally move into Cancer later this month as well. So that's the overview of this week ahead and a little bit into the rest of March. Let me know if you want to set up a private session. Make sure if you're getting a lot out of these videos that you share them with your friends. Help me spread the word. I'm putting this out as a love offering to the universe, and I would love more people to benefit from what I'm putting out there. So if you like these videos, please share them with several of your friends and loved ones. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a great week. Peace.